I love to do my laundry,
but unfortunately it takes too much time away from the studio.
So grab your microphone and let's go ahead and make this. I'm Chris Deep Space, a producer and engineer who's worked with The washing machine appears to have been invented in 1851, but that doesn't do us much good unless we can use it to make a kick, snare, hi-hat, and arpeggiator. So grab your microphone and let's use the proximity effect to get some nice low-end hits, some brusque high-end clangs, and the gentle sound of the water running along with the buttons beeping. Okay, for the kick, let's grab a hit where we wrap the stick in a sock. Now we'll use our trusty drum bus to add crunch, compression, transients, and boom. Clean it up, gain it up, turn off warp, and pitch it down. Great, let's give that a lovely fade. Then freeze and flatten. Now we'll drop that into a drum rack and play some MIDI. Okay, cool, I'm gonna tighten up the sample a bit. Throw in an interesting filter, drive that, and adjust. Alright, let's change it to classic mode and adjust the attack, decay, sustain, and release of it to give it a little more punch. Now let's get an EQ on there and EQ it like a kick drum. We're boosting the lows, cutting the low mids, adding some presence, and cutting out the high noise. Okay, I think that's our kick drum. Now let's take a sock-free stick hit to make the snare. Drop it into a drum rack. Let's adjust the in-out points of the sample, normalize it. Now we'll grab a filter with character and drive that. Next, let's pull up our trusty drum bus. We'll use that to drive it, add some crunch, compress, and back off the wet dry mix. Let's add a little EQ as well to clean it up. Okay, so what I'm really missing is a stereo image from this. So let's grab an echo, set up a fast but also wide delay. In order to do that, I'm going to keep the delay time really short, but offset them slightly. Okay, let's chill out on the mix. I have to be honest with you, I'm not in love with the way the kick is anymore. I want it to punch harder, so I'm going to use a transient shaper plugin from Isotope. I'll split the frequencies of the kick so I can adjust a specific frequency range. Then I'll add more attack and decrease the sustain from that band. I'm also going to tweak the envelope and filter a bit more. Much like life, it's all a dance between what we have, what we want to make, and the song that's playing. Alright, I think we can move on for now. Now let's see if we can't rinse this beat with some hi-hats using the machine's running water. Start your washing machine, record the running water, and drop it into a drum rack. Let's normalize it. Play some fun MIDI. Switch to classic mode, and adjust the amplifier envelope to get it nice and tight. Now I'm going to use an MS-20 high-pass filter to get some character and vibe. It's not wide enough for me, so I'm going to use a delay to get the Haas effect by delaying one side at 100%. We'll touch it up with a little EQ. Finally, let's have some fun by recording automation where we adjust the release of our envelope. Often when a corporate overlord stops by a recording session I'm in, the first thing they ask is if I know what all the buttons do. I do. The buttons on a mixing console are a combination lock that summons the spirit of the true sculptures of sound, Dia Derbyshire. But most importantly, we know what this button on the washing machine does. It's a synthesizer. So let's grab our microphone and record it. Let's drop that into a simpler followed by a tuner, create a C note in MIDI, then use transpose and detune to tune the note to C. Let's put an arpeggiator on that bad boy, then we'll get some chords going. Add echo, and adjust. What's that sound like with the beat? Now I'd like to have it pump to the kick. Or an envelope follower on the kick. And a utility plugin on the arp. Now let's map the envelope follower to the gain of the utility. Turn it down. Alright, now the volume of the arp is being changed by the kick, but it's going the wrong direction for what I had in mind. So I'm gonna invert it. Alright, now I've decided I want this to be a pad, so I'm gonna put Valhalla Shimmer on there. Finally, we'll clean it up with EQ and push it back in the mix by taking out some presence frequencies. Okay, I hope these videos help you the next time you're doing laundry. In the meantime, let me know if you have any questions or other sounds you'd like to hear in the comments below. And as always, thank you for your time and attention to detail.